All right, so we're going to look at how to calculate the daily or day of the week averages for this data. So this kind of data can be useful if you want to know like which day of the week has the most sales, and it may help you with like how to staff things or things like that. Now we have our original sales and cost data separated. And so we're going to use this as the basis for our calculations, but we're going to actually put the calculations in another spot in the spreadsheet. So further down in the spreadsheet, I've created tables for our day of the week calculations. And again, essentially what we're saying is, what are the sales on a typical Monday for this department? What are the sales on a typical Tuesday for this department? So we're going to be calculating averages, but we're going to be calculating them across our Monday days or our Tuesday days, not 1 week at a time, not all of the data, but just those individual days of the week. And the averages are going to work basically the same way before, is we just have to find the corresponding data for Mondays. And in our data, we have 3 examples, 3 weeks worth of data. So we're going to calculate based on those 3 values. As long as you have more than 1 value, you can do this. So I'm going to type in my average formula, and then I'm going to go back to my sales data, and I'm going to find my Mondays. So these are not going to be consecutive days entries in the spreadsheet. So I'm going to click on one cell and then hit a comma to separate the next value. Now the next Monday, and we can go back to our original data to find it, it's the 28th. I'm going to click on that one and then comma, and notice it highlights it for us as it includes it in our formula. And then our last Monday is April 4th, which is, I'm calculating, sorry, that's the cost. I don't want the cost. I want the sales. Try this again. Sales, comma, 28th, comma, April 4th. And then when you collected all 3 of your values, then you close your parentheses. And that's my sales calculation. Now, because each of these days are in order in the week, if I copy this formula into Tuesday, then these cell values will actually update so that they are now pointing at the Tuesday values up here. So if I click on this cell, notice this was my Monday. If I click on just this cell, then it will highlight my Tuesdays. And so if I drag this now down the entire column, down the entire row, it will calculate all my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday values, because each time I move over one cell, my day of the week also moves over. So setting up the first formula is the hard part. All of the others are just easily copyable once you have your data properly organized. If you were trying to calculate this from the original data without separating out sales and cost, then you would need, each day of the week would skip over a second column, and then you would have to redo the formulas for each row manually. Once you have your row of formulas, though, you can copy it down, drag this thing at the corner, or copy and paste to fill out the table. And then, as we saw with our average calculations, we can just copy and paste those into the cost table. Because we've set everything up so that they align correctly, you can double check. Here's our average formula. Is it pointing at the right cells? Monday, Monday, Monday. Those are the right cells in the grocery department. As long as everything is spaced out correctly, and the data is properly organized, you can do this very, very quickly. If you don't take the time to organize it nicely, then you will have to do more manual setup. And that's the trade-off that you make. Spend time on the organizing or spend time on setting up the formulas. Now, once you have this data, there's lots of things that you can do with it. We're going to see in another video, we can make graphs of this data. You can calculate overall averages from this data, but these are day of the week values.